Coalition has asked state lawmakers to part ways with the Augusta Circuit. This all coming after a razor-thin race where Republican incumbent Natalie Payne lost her district attorney seat to Democrat Jared Williams. If this is approved, Columbia County would have its own district attorney. Brady Trapnell walks us through why officials are arguing for this change.
Columbia County is one of the largest counties in the state without its own judicial circuit. Commissioners argue that's part of why they're asking for this change to be made. In a resolution adopted yesterday, the Board of Commissioners said a study was done in March of 2018 by Democratic Senator Harold Jones to study the workload of the Augusta Circuit. They say, according to that study, Columbia County would be balanced if it had a circuit on its own with 3 judges. But they also say this move is in the best interest for public safety, which they say the sheriff agrees. Commissioners say a financial review found it would also save $1 million a year for their budget. Columbia County Attorney Robert Homler says it won't change much for those practicing law.
I think logistically, it won't change anything. It's a practicing attorney. It's just a matter of putting different captions on pleadings. And they're discussing a cost benefit of $750,000 or $1 million a year, which as a Columbia County resident taxpayer, I think is a good idea.
I called around to 10 or so attorneys across Columbia County. Not a single one wanted to be a part of this story other than Mr. Homler. Now, this resolution has to be discussed at the state level during the next session. You'll hear why Chairman Duncan wants this pushed through quickly on News 12 at 6 o'clock. Reporting in Augusta, Brady Trapnell on your side.
Looking out at the horizon over Grovetown, clear skies. Riley, it doesn't get much clearer.
Wilmington, Delaware.
New information from the CDC. People now only have to quarantine for 10 days if they are exposed to someone with COVID-19. That's if they do not get a test and they don't have any symptoms. The agency used to suggest 14 days. Another option, though, is to quarantine for 7 days if you do get a negative test back and you don't have any symptoms. The CDC encourages people to continue to check for those symptoms, though, for 14 days, especially if your quarantine ended early. They're also urging people not to travel for the holidays. This comes as the U.S. just recorded the second highest single-day death toll since the pandemic began. Nearly 2,600 people lost their lives Tuesday. Today, the number is still climbing with more than 180,000 cases reported in the U.S. and more than 2,500 new deaths. The death toll now over 270,000. But big news on the vaccine front. The United Kingdom approved the Pfizer COVID vaccine. They became the first country in the world to give it the green light. They are ahead of the U.S. After approval. The drug makers Pfizer and BioNTech got approval for emergency use there. The UK's health secretary says millions of vaccine doses will be available in the UK this month. BioNTech's CEO says he and his wife spent decades developing the technology that led to this vaccine.
This is an extremely relieving situation that we have now the chance with our innovation, with our development, to be able to have many people to return to a normal life and ensure reduction of hospitalization, reduction of disease.
Regulators say those most at risk will get it first in 2 doses, 21 days apart. The vaccine is said to be 95% effective. The U.S.'s top public health expert talking about the safety of the vaccine and a timeline for getting back to normal.
They get vaccinated through April, May, and June, and really do a full court press to get everybody vaccinated. You can get back to normal, or at least approaching close to normal, as you get into the late summer and early fall.
Dr. Fauci says it is important to continue those social safety measures, though. He and his family do plan to take the vaccine once it's available. And we'll continue to see a lot of Dr. Anthony Fauci. He is one of People magazine's People of the Year. The magazine says they chose him for the cover for giving guidance and reassurance to people during the pandemic. Some other names you'll find inside include George Clooney, Regina King, and Selena Gomez for People of the Year because of their roles as activists in the racial justice movement. Nursing homes in the U.S. hit another peak in COVID cases. Officials looked at a 2-month period starting in mid-September, and they found there was a 177% rise in new weekly nursing home cases nationwide. They also saw a rise in COVID-related deaths in nursing homes. Today marks the 10th day of striking for nursing home workers up in Chicago. Infinity nursing employees walked off the job before Thanksgiving over wages, pandemic pay, and lack of PPE. Nearly 700 workers left their jobs at 11 Chicago area facilities. The next negotiation meeting is set for tomorrow. More and more parents are worried about the long-term effects of the pandemic on children's mental health. It is a tough time to be a parent, tough time to be a kid. Michael George spoke with an expert about how to help your kids during this difficult time.
Megan Burke knows raising 3 kids during the COVID-19 pandemic is a struggle.
Every day, when is this coronavirus going to end? When is it over? I just want it to go away.
Everything normal has been disrupted, from school to seeing friends. Megan says it's impacting her 8-year-old.
We've noticed that she gets a little more angry or frustrated with how things are going, why she can't go to her dance class anymore.
A new survey from Nationwide Children's Hospital finds 66% of parents are worried their children's mental health will suffer even more as the pandemic continues into the winter. 57% say they're running out of ways to keep their kids positive.
They're really losing steam as far as how can I keep my kids engaged? How can I keep them happy and entertained?
Parker Houston is a pediatric psychologist. He says for kids to feel a sense of security and normalcy, parents need to be consistent.
Have a schedule, no matter for kids what the learning environment might be, to have 1, 2, or even 3 schedules if necessary, and keep those routine.
He also encourages parents to check in regularly with their kids about how they're feeling.
Asking questions like, what was the best part of your day today? What was the hardest part of your day today?
Megan says she talks with her kids and they stick to a schedule. Her 8-year-old also meets with a counselor. Megan has also been organizing socially distanced parades for the holidays in her neighborhood.
They are just full of smiles and laughter, and it gives the kids a chance to see other kids, but from a distance.
Showing her kids that even at a time when everything's different, they can still have fun and be together. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And experts say parents can embrace change this year and try to come up with some new, creative, fun traditions for the holidays to look forward to in a year that is anything but normal. The captain of a California 29th. The new PlayStation 5 is a scammer's dream, apparently, according to Troy Police Department up in Michigan. Officers there urging you to be careful when you buy that gaming system. They've already gotten reports up there of one person losing $1,200 after 2 people snatched their PS5 and ran away. Other people are selling pictures of the console, so make sure you read the fine print if you're buying one of those online. Only buy from those trustworthy sites, they say. And Walmart Plus shoppers, if you're buying that PS5, the company is dropping the $35 order minimum to get free shipping. That change starts Friday, but don't get too excited. It only applies to items bought on Walmart's website, so toys, appliances, clothes, things like that. Groceries do still have the $35 minimum, but still don't have to hit that $35 threshold to buy electronics or toys. Vanderbilt's female kicker Sarah Fuller continues to make history, this time here in the Peach State. Fuller is listed as a starter as the team prepares to head to Athens this weekend. It's unclear if that will change before the game, but Fuller will travel with the team regardless. She got her first piece of action in the second half of last week's game, making history, but we are thrilled to see her between the hedges. Traditional performance will not be in person this year, unfortunately, but we all know the show must go on. This year, it will be available digitally. You can stream that show December 11th until January 3rd. Cost is $25 for a 48-hour rental. The New York City Ballet has performed the play every year since 1954. Well, it's not Christmas in New York until the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting. This year, it's not open to the public, but don't worry. NBC is broadcasting it live at 9:45 tonight. So make sure to set your DVRs or flip over there. After the lighting, there will be tree viewing entrances for those in New York, but visitors will only be allowed 5 minutes to look at the tree. They've got a lot of social distancing things in place, but people up in New York can view the tree daily until they take it down in January. A Netflix series has sparked a huge interest in the old game of chess. It's becoming a popular holiday gift, but this game can be played with just one player. We'll show you how.
And we have one more night down into the 20s for low temperatures before we do warm up. We do have some rain heading our way. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
pandemic has helped make some gifts really popular around Christmas this year. A lot of board games for the kids, things to do inside. But Jamie Tucker shows us how a Netflix series played a role in making one of the hottest gifts of the year.
Over 64 million people watched the Netflix series Queen's Gambit. The story about a young female chess prodigy set off a chess set boom. And this product, the square-off chess set, is almost impossible to find. But what makes the square-off chess set special is this. You're actually playing a robot under the board. When you make your move, artificial intelligence reacts, and the pieces slide to another space. If it takes your game piece, yours slides off the board and is replaced by theirs. You can also place someone else using their own square-off board or the square-off app. That could be someone you know or a random person somewhere around the world who also plays at your skill level. Kind of Harry Potter magic, don't you think? The Square Off Kingdom set is handcrafted. It's great for chess masters and beginners just trying to learn the game. With gyms closed and people trying to exercise at home, sales of high-end equipment such as the mirror have gone through the roof. The mirror is a full-length mirror until you decide to work out. Join a class and work out with a live instructor in a class filled with other mirror users. From cardio to yoga to resistance training, you see the instructor and they can watch you to make sure you're doing it correctly. It's just like being in the gym. Of course, you can turn off the camera or use recorded classes if you're uncomfortable having someone watch you. Your heart rate and calories burned shows up on the screen. These products are available online, but you better hurry. They're harder to find than toilet paper in a pandemic. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Yeah, Jamie, I'm not sure all of us moms are quite ready for the mirror to look back into our souls, but if you were wondering the price tags on some of those items, the interactive chess set, that is $400. The workout mirror costs more than $1,400. So hopefully you have been really good to get some of those items this Christmas. Taking a look outside, Riley, it is crisp, cold weather out there.
It definitely is. It is thanks to this big cold dome.
Well, Santa is getting ready to make his annual trek around the world. Just a few weeks he'll be heading our way. How kids can see when he'll be in your neighborhood coming up.
The content of this advertising.
He's making that list and checking it twice. Santa crossing off all those last-minute to-dos. And NORAD has just launched their website for the year, which means Christmas is just around the corner. You can track Santa pretty soon. You can also call in to see where Santa is on Christmas Eve. You can tune in to News 12. We'll make sure to pull up the radar, keep you posted where he is. But pretty neat service they offer each year so kids can make sure they're in bed, don't want to be up too late. Staying in the holiday spirit, Drake is releasing a series of scented candles. And check this out. One smells like the Canadian rapper himself, apparently. The scent, called Carby Musk, is described as having notes of musk, ambers, cashmere, suede, and velvet, which is about what I would imagine Drake to smell like. So if you want that in your home, I guess we can all have a Merry Christmas. Okay, Lady Gaga's getting in on the fun, too. She's celebrating the holidays as well. These are actually Oreos. They are just very vivid and beautiful. Colorful, they are said to make you just dance. They're vanilla-flavored pink cookies, green frosting inside, inspired by Gaga's Feel Good Dance album. The limited edition cookies should be available at convenience stores starting in January, so be sure to check those out. It will be difficult to miss that package. It is bright.
For the weekend, we are expecting nice weather to continue. Highs in the 60s, just a little bit windy on Saturday. Another look at that full 7-day just after a short break.
And hearing from the sheriff himself on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Únase a mí todas las noches con las últimas noticias del CSRA, Noticias del Día, en wrdw.com y nuestra página de Facebook.
I never wanted